Modern women want the entire cake with the topping.
Okay, I am the problem.
What? A girl admitting is the world ending?
I went on a date with this guy and he was like, it's getting late. Do you want to come back to my place?
Did you try to shakalaka boom boom him at his place and he refused?
And I was like, sure, but I'm not going to sleep with you. Like,
That is not a problem. You don't want to give cookie, you don't give cookie. How are you the problem?
like that's not happening. And he was like, that's totally fine. Just come over. And I was like, cool.
Two adults having an international binding resolution agreement. I don't see any problem here. Lady, this is getting boring. What is the problem?
So I go to his place. He respects my wishes. He's so nice. He cuddles me all night. And I'm like,
Mamma mia, I can see the problem coming now.
are you gay? Like what?
Lady, are you the Lulu? How does him respecting your wishes suddenly make him like ding dong?
And like, I just wanted him to like try. And then for me to be like, no. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ on the motorbike, lady. If you want to play games, go and download Candy Crush.
I wasn't going to sleep with him. I just, now I feel ugly.
That is a you problem. But hey, I am glad you know you are the problem. Now go and solve yourself.
Here's a story. Boy and girl have a great night. Boy asks girl if she wants to come back to his place. Girl says yes. But girl wants to play hard to get, because that's in her DNA. Girl asks boy she will go to his place but would not sleep with him. Boy, being a respectful man coming from strong family values where he was taught the idea of consent and how to respectfully treat a girl, says okay. Girl and boy have a great time. They laugh, eat, and cuddle. And when they cuddle, girl gets horny. She secretly wants the guy to make a move, even though she explicitly asked him to keep his sausage to himself. Guy respectfully obliges. Girl wants him. Girl goes on social media the next day to complain to the whole world how the guy did not understand her. Girl is confused.
Nice guy, good guy, treated me well. But once I realized that he was not my husband, because I'm only looking for husband energy at the moment, I
At the moment, keyword.
ended things with him and I sent him a text because like it wasn't that serious, you know, I didn't feel like I needed to like, do it in person. Anyways, I sent him a text, told him that I didn't see it going any further, and he agreed. He said that he didn't think that he could make me happy. And while I appreciate that, it was a very kind response, he didn't even try. He didn't even try and say that he like wanted to change, that he wanted to like whatever. Like, I can be manipulated.
The thing that stuck out to me here is that she's upset that he didn't say he will try and change. She's upset that when she tried to reject him, he didn't try to fight for her. He just was like, I agree, I'm good.
Now imagine if all guys started doing what the girl actually wanted him to do. It would completely destroy the idea of consent. It would ensure that every time a couple has sex, it could also mean assault. Because if a girl clearly says she does not want to sleep with the guy, and they still end up sleeping, it would mean all guys can be blamed for assault. And it would mean nothing if the girl says no. How horrible is this for women? Do modern women realize this?
I have gained weight. I'm 34 years old. I'm not 25 anymore. And a guy that I dated when I was 25 just came back into my life, and he's in the best f***ing shape of his life.
Goggle goggle. Older guys, 100%. Older guys. Older guys. Mature men are definitely better, 100%. They know what they want in life, you know?
Because they're more intelligent, they've got more money, which means they won't ask you for anything, more interesting.
What is the difference between a feminist and a knife? Take a guess. Okay, let me tell you. The difference between a feminist and a knife is that at least the knife has a point. It's safe to say that for men, a woman who knows her role in a traditional relationship is now the hottest thing a woman can do these days. Don't you guys agree?
Me fighting the urge to tell him how many guys are begging for my attention.
Hey, that's great advice you're giving yourself there, lady, because every real man knows once you have a woman's heart, she ain't going nowhere. Doesn't matter how many simps are in her DMs or like her picture or tell her how beautiful they are. All you want is for us to tell you how beautiful you are. All you want is some of our attention, and we'll give you a little bit, just not enough to where you feel like you're special. Once you women feel all special, then you start feeling entitled, and then y'all act like we owe you something for you existing in our lives. What's crazy, if you women knew, we want to be affectionate, we want to give you attention, but we purposely only give you enough to keep you coming back for more. Don't blame us, that's how.
Woke feminism sells women on the very seductive idea of zero responsibility. Everything bad, somewhere somehow, is a man's fault. That is not reality. Why on earth would men willing to fulfill traditionally masculine roles want to be with a woman who isn't willing to fulfill any roles, let alone traditionally feminine ones? The idea that woke women these days have is zero responsibility, selective equality, and becoming CEO without having to do the hard work that men in their positions are accustomed to. Any woman who considers herself a feminist has no business wanting a man to pay for any dates, and not just the first one, because they spout equality, but want special and preferential treatment. Someone said that probably the single worst thing feminism has done to women was lying to them about what men should want, and not focusing on what they do want. And in doing so, torpedoed any believer's chances of finding a man and getting married. That's so true, and speaks volumes about the mindsets of woke women today. From another perspective, it's called cognitive dissonance.
The secret we never wanted revealed as women is that as women, we have a switch, like a light switch, with sex. And it is either off or it is on. And we all know we have this switch and that we have the capacity and the choice to turn it on and off when we want to. And as women, when we were single, we had the switch on for bad boys and we had the switch off for good men until we were ready to settle down and get married and start a...
This is feminism in a nutshell. Want their cake and eat it too, as well as Dom Perignon every night, caviar every day, and all the trimmings from the high life. But you can pick up the check while she goes out on the town with her friends on your card, and ends up somewhere else other than your bed, and you will not only be okay with it, but happy and excited for her. When all of this takes place, it's almost unbelievable that the woke women of today are confused why men don't want them, don't want to date them, and don't even try to approach them. There's a fine line between wanting to be liberal and being a feminist, and that line has been blurred to the extent that woke feminism only means selective equality, which means that women only want men who can be their lifelong slaves, work 24/7 to provide for them, and never expect anything from them as they go out and about spending his resources and chasing her corporate career. Basically, the moment a man enters into marriage with a woke feminist, his days are over. He's done for. He has signed the contract to be a slave for the rest of his life, where his decisions will be questioned, where what he says will be ignored, and where he will be expected to do everything for this woman and not expect anything in return. Only in the middle to late 20th century did women have access to a lifestyle where women could be romantically involved with other women in public. I believe that as more and more men go their separate ways, accumulating their own riches and living their own lives, women will become more and more destitute or reliant on credit and the government to survive. Because it's a societal norm, women frequently say one thing while really meaning another. They can't seem to approach anything in life directly, thus it's likely part of their biology as well. They aren't as literal as men are, but they are always attempting to enter our thoughts through our back doors. Because we have a variety of goals to pursue in the actual world, men cannot afford to be overly literal. Women, on the other hand, can't afford to be upfront because if something goes wrong, we know what they're up to, where they stand on any particular topic, or their genuine motives are obvious. They don't want us to truly place the responsibility on them because women are physically and emotionally weaker. Women who were more successful at influencing males throughout history pass on their genes to subsequent generations. The point I'm trying to make is that women regret feminism in the sense that it took them to another level and totally away from what a woman is supposed to be, according to the universal laws of nature. A woman is supposed to be a caregiver, a nurturer, and someone who can raise families. There's a reason why it's women who have the biological power to give birth, and not men. But when women go against their own nature for too long, it begins to disturb them. It begins to make them realize that they are wasting their time doing things that men are supposed to do, and avoiding the things that they should be doing. Men don't go about trying to raise children and become feminine to care for children. They're perfectly happy being who they are and doing what they're supposed to do, to be providers and protectors. They don't try to become women or take on the responsibilities of a woman. A woman wanting to be the provider is like a man complaining about his inability to give birth to a child. So, while feminism did bring a lot of growth for women and empowered them to pursue better and more independent lives, feminism failed to draw a boundary between the level of independence and freedom of being. It made women want to become men and eventually despise men for being masculine. The woke woman of today is contradictory. She wants a traditionally masculine man, but for herself to have her own autonomy, go out clubbing when she wants, and do whatever whenever she wants. She wants her independence. She does not want to put her husband's needs before her own. She doesn't want to serve or commit to him. She wants to go clubbing to bask in male attention and keep her hypergamous options open. She doesn't have one thing she provides for him wholeheartedly. If this isn't entitlement, then what is? She doesn't want to compromise her morals and values. This woman doesn't respect any decent man. Basically, she wants a man who is progressive in letting her do whatever she wants in the relationship, but wants a tough, masculine, loyal man. She wants the benefits of both without making any sacrifices. For men these days, that's all there is to meet out there. You quickly find out that they're absolutely determined to be the boss babe at home, and hell would freeze over before they let you lead in the relationship. Heck, one woman I've known for a very long time gloated to her friends that it was she who decided what TV would be watched in their household. As it should be. I just thought, the poor man. The other thing you find is that they have no other personality other than presenting themselves as boss babes. So you meet one woman and you've met them all. Then look at the men these feminists are in relationships with, and you see that they've been castrated. Sure, they're seed donors and walking ATMs, but that's it. These feminists also have a hair trigger for rage, and from what I hear, it's like walking on eggshells at home. That's the norm. Most men have zero dignity and would rather be with such crap women than be alone. It's the cachet of having someone, anyone, rather than being alone. That's the raw and undisputed tragedy most men face these days. And if these are the options, most men are now saying goodbye to modern woke women and going their own way, rather than being miserable simps with someone they can't even respect. Sure, there are a few guys out there who are willing to overlook some of those things, but traditional conservative men want a faithful spouse to start a family with. Moderate, non-traditional guys want a solid partner to be loyal to and get that loyalty in return. Neither are going to be interested in a woman child who won't give up the party's hard lifestyle, non-monogamy, and adherence to a destructive ideology. This also opens her up to sociopaths or narcissists, in addition to getting rejected or /dumped by conservative and moderate men. This situation right now is this. Historically, traditional men knew their role in society and inside their house. Outside, they were fighting battles, and inside, they were bringing security, provision, and protection to their wives and children. Over the years, as gender roles changed, women no longer wanted a traditional man who had authority inside the house. After that, they started having problems with men having authority in offices. Then feminism happened, and that led to modern women taking over traditionally masculine roles in society. Today, they're tired of it and want the traditional man back because they realize they're not meant to live a masculine life. It goes against their nature, biology, and physiology. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.